that's right, yeah. But it's interesting, isn't it? A man like Goldman, you see, can take sort of raw material like Rocky, and he really was very raw when he started out. Yeah. And he moulded him. He moulded him into a good champion, tough champion. Where would you rate Rocky?
You have to rate Rocky as one of the all-time greats because of his longevity and his record. You know, even though people say Ali would have beat him, it's yet to know because it never happened. So there's always doubt there. You never know what could have happened. You never saw him lost. You saw him on the brink of destruction, and that's what makes a great champion, when they're on the brink of destruction and they come back. It's very hard for me to say, well, he's better. By looking at him on this film and looking at Muhammad Ali or Joe Frazier on another, film, you'll probably say, well, they're better just by looking at them and looking at their foes, but you never know what the rest of the two actually mean. It's difficult to say.
The thing you couldn't do with Rocky, you could never sort of take away his heart. You see, it didn't matter what you did to him. In that fight with Walcott, Walcott was a mile ahead when they came out for the 13th round. It didn't make any difference. True. He got him in the end. He got him in the end.
There's something that Customato told me, something about Rocky. He saw him fight the Englishman, Don Cockle, and he said, when he fought Cockle, Cockle just pressed him, and he was hitting him, and he was doing well with him, and he was saying, that's the way to fight Rocky, you have to press him. Which is very hard to convince the opponent to do that.
That's right.
But Custer's saying that's the way you have to fight. You have to press
the Rock.
The Rock, Marciano, was the most vicious fighter of my time. Here he is, finishing the brave Don Cockle. And this is Marciano's fight with the wonderful old light heavyweight champion, Archie Moore. Moore actually dropped the Rock in the second round, but it made no difference. Ancient Archie had to give way in the 9th. And at that point, Marciano put his feet up and retired. His successor was Floyd Patterson. Now, he was guided to the title by a remarkable manager, the late Customato, the same man who rescued Tyson from a life of crime.
Well, Cus, he was the kind of person, he loved to trade as well, but he was the kind of man, he thought more about principles than anything, and about the care of his fighter. Nothing meant more to him. The money, nothing meant more. I never met a person like that, which principle meant everything. He wouldn't sacrifice the fighter's, his pride or his health for money or nothing. He wouldn't put his fight in unless he knew his fighter could win. Don't care who. If the guy was a great fighter, his fighter's fight, he wouldn't put him in unless he knew his fighter could win. And that's what you call, great caring for the welfare. His objective was just to make me independent of myself, where I didn't have to need him anymore. And, I feel bad because I wish he was here to watch me become a success, because at times I was a young kid, we used to always talk about it, and he always knew it would happen, and he used to tell me to be careful of this, to watch out for this, and everything that he said when he was alive came true. And I feel I was blessed to even know him, you know what I mean? Because everything that's happening now, I've been pre-prepared for it when I was a young kid because of Cus.
He achieved something remarkable in the States because Cus single-handed broke up the monopoly that was around in U.S. boxing at that time, and he took Floyd Patterson to the title and broke up that cartel that was in force in America at that time.
Well, since, as you know, time heals everything, and people who are not boxing enthusiasts like yourself and me and Jim Jacobs, they seem to forget that, and they start to remember, just Don King or Bob Arum, those promoters, but they don't know Cus started everything, because it was, like you said, it was communism in boxing, you know what I mean? You had to deal with someone else. Right. Make $5,000 for defending your world champion, $500 for fighting main events, and it was unbelievable. Like, fighters who broke their neck, sweat, blood, and tears for years, they had to go through that. You know what I mean? It wasn't fair. And Cus wasn't only doing it for his fight, he was doing it for all the fighters in general. But the IBC or whatever they had the fighters and the managers too intimidated, and they wanted to, but they were scared, because he single-handedly, like you said, took care of everything by himself. And it took a great deal of courage to do that, and he was a remarkable man.
Well, Cus, of course, took Floyd Patterson, who's there with him, to the World Heavyweight Championship. Our footage here, Mike, is of when Floyd won the title back. He lost it to Johansson, the white man here from Sweden, and this is the fight in which Floyd became the first man ever to regain the World Heavyweight Championship. This is the 5th round.
And if you watch this, I know actually what happened. Ingemar Johansson has a jab that's annoying, that, he keeps it out to keep you disturbed and throw you off balance. And Floyd's objectives were to use his jab as much as possible for Mr. Johansson wouldn't use his. As you see, he's using jab very often. And right here with this jab, he can throw that devastating, thunderous right hand, which he used so effectively in most of his previous fights. Boom. Oh, my God. There we go.
Left hand. Yes, they used to call Johansson's right hand Ingo's bingo. But it wasn't very much in evidence on this night. He did well to get up from that.
I know, but if you just watch right here how Floyd Patterson turned Tiger. Unbelievable. Boom. Unbelievable hand speed. I never saw a heavyweight with quicker hand speed than Floyd Patterson. The fastest heavyweight punching accuracy hand speed ever.
Mike Tyson takes 2 steps forward. Let's go with a couple of lefts. Now a right, a left. He's got him down.
I've never been anybody with hand speed like that. As you know, it comes to, he didn't want to hit him behind his head. He turned him around. He wanted to face him when he hit him. I remember him saying this. But before he hits him with the left hook, I noticed he hit him with a great body shot. And it's just unbelievable. He's just a young kid here. Oh, the body. Unbelievable. Boom, that body shot hurt, set up with the left hook. There we go. Look at it. Look at his
legs are quivering.
They're quivering from the nerves, and it's unbelievable. You would think that he would be dead, and it's just unbelievable the amount of punishment that the human body could take.
Floyd, now you see, was one of the gentleman champions, wasn't he? We've talked about Rocky Marciano being a bit dirty, at least I did. And Floyd was just the opposite. He never would take unfair advantage of anybody.
Well, believe it or not, even though Cuss handled both me and Cuss, I never knew Mr. Patterson that well. We met a few occasions, but we never really got intimate with each other. We never spoke. He's a very quiet and introvert person. He doesn't speak at all. If you're in the room with him, you'd be surprised if he said 3 words. He doesn't speak. He's a very quiet and polite person, and he doesn't speak. And it just was a pleasure for me just to be around him. He didn't have to talk.
I am the greatest.
This man, of course, did talk, endlessly and humorously, from the moment they slipped the gold medal over his head at the 1960 Rome Olympics. Cassius Clay.